bodies.
So what's the debate on? Uni Naruto, right?
It's on.
Oh, we haven't had a Uni. We haven't had a new Uni Naruto debate in a
Wait,
while.
we actually have
I'll announce it in
two
debating
different
announcement.
premises, and we already sent them in DMs.
Wait, okay. You don't want to release to the public like the premises?
What's
No,
the
we
premises?
do, but it's not
Okay.
specifically Uni Naruto because that topic would go for days. So we narrowed it down to a specific thing that we want to talk about, which is the
Bloody
meaning
days.
of Isekai. So
the universe term, whatever.
Wait, what?
The word Isekai.
Yes, the Isekai term, whatever. It's
No, not Sekai.
The meaning of a word. That's what you're gonna debate on.
Yep, because that pretty
I'm sorry,
much
but
is.
that feels kind of relevant.
Well, that's what was the most important
It's
thing
more
to
meaningful
Bullet's
than
argument,
what
apparently.
you think.
It's like, what are you gonna argue? You're gonna argue against Oxford now?
It means universe or something. So it's something trying.
I'm confused with debaters now.
In the context of Naruto, what does it mean? That's the
Oh,
Just let him go. Just let him go. We not starting.
Is Bullet even here?
Probably
Is
not.
he?
Yeah,
Yeah,
he
I
is.
was about to say, you
96
can't let them
oh my
start.
God.
Bullet's
You
not-
gotta
shit,
unmute him,
never
dude,
muted.
as well.
Unmute him, bro. Please
Because
don't.
I was
Oh,
muted
yeah,
just
Burger
a second
King
ago
Bullet.
before too.
Yeah, I was muted. I can talk.
Oh,
what a bullet.
I'm about to say.
So who's gonna announce it in the debating announcement?
Yeah, I don't mind.
I can announce it, but nah, I can go somewhere. Someone else do it. I ain't doing it.
So
It's not
the
that
premise
deep.
is debating on the meaning of Isekai, right?
Yeah, it's like semantics and stuff. So.
Basically, you're debating on the meaning of Isekai to get to Uni Naruto. Is that it?
We're only going to be talking about the isekai stuff, right? Only because like there's so many topics within Uni Naruto, right? So I might bring something up, and he could like potentially filibuster or something, right? And then the debate could go on for like ever. That's the issue. So I was like, might as well
I
just
see
make it
that.
really specific.
Yeah,
So like the
'cause
last
then we can always
Uni
talk about
Naruto
other
debate that
topics another
Happy
day.
had went on forever and ever and ever.
Yeah, that's the issue. So
Yeah, so that's
you
why we
know,
try to
I
talk
could
about
debate like
specific.
the other topics separately, but like I just thought it'd be easier to debate this separately.
Don't take the VC
Yeah.
off, by the way.
Because like you're debating one part of the Uni Naruto thing, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
and then we can
That's
move on to
definitely-
other ones if we have
like
to.
the
that seems a
big
little bit.
part of it anyways. The big
Yeah, that seems much more easier to do than
Yeah.
just debating the whole Uni Naruto.
definitely.
Okay, do you want me to start?
Oh, Bullet,
Or
didn't you
do we need to set rules or something?
The VC limit was taken off.
Yes, please take it
Yeah.
off. Thank you.
There's like people who can't join.
To my knowledge, people who only have the Esper role should be muted in this VC.
Wait a second.
Yeah. No mod should be muted because.
Okay,
Well,
any other mod. I don't want to hear shit from any other mod. Your mod will be fucking stripped. And then I want you to unmute Bullet and Happy.
all right, so I'll mute myself.
I have push and talk.
Okay, Bullet. What's your account name?
It should be Bullet. Hold up, let me just.
Burger King Bullet is his nickname.
Oh,
Yeah, let
okay,
me
yeah,
like announce it.
okay.
Oh wait, I have.
King Bullet actually sounds cool.
Okay, cool. I'll take that as a compliment.
All right. I'll announce the debate. Have y'all decided what y'all are going to debate on?
Yeah.
The
Just announce
Isekai
it.
meaning, yeah.
The meaning of Isekai. Okay.
And we have specific premises if you want to bother with that.
No. I'll just say your positions. Like, so what is your position on the sense? The Isekai means what?
Okay,
well.
before we get onto that, yeah.
Oh no, this is for the announcement.
Yeah, where are we sending
We're
scans?
said just in scans. In scans.
Where the fuck is that?
Yeah, that's what I was
It's
saying before.
it should be in
up or
debate.
down?
It should be in the
Down.
debate category.
It's very far down, and there's
Kind of
this-
blind, yeah. Let me just scroll down.
It's beneath bot commands
Okay, so Happy, are you taking the position that Isekai means what?
world.
Yeah, is this scans 1? Is that what we're sending it? Scans 1, right?
Yeah, scans one.
Okay, cool.
And you're taking the position that Isekai means dimension or universe or
Yeah, parallel universal dimension. That's fine.
parallel
Not
universe.
in debating results. I mean announcements.
I'm gonna put it in announcements. Yeah, I know. Okay.
Okay.
What was Happy taking? He's taking that he means world or like
World,
right?
world or dimension
Yeah, world.
interchangeable.
Yeah, but by world, I assume you mean planet, right?
Yeah, you
Well,
can argue
you're
that
gonna
too.
argue it only means. Yeah. Right.
All right, so did you have any particular rules or anything before we start?
Yeah, so I want to set out like a few rules, right? Because I talked about like pragma dialectics and stuff, right? But like,
Okay.
the rules I want to set out is like, can we both agree on like what dictionary we're gonna use? So like Japanese to English dictionary, just to make it easier.
All right. What about gshow.org?
Yeah, I'm fine with that.
Okay. And what about in terms of you're not going to do any scaling, are you?
Scaling. It shouldn't really go into scaling. This is not really about
It's just
scaling.
it's just
I think
about
we
the
kind
word.
of
Okay.
talked about scaling already. There's no point.
Okay.
All right, it's been announced. You all can continue whenever y'all want.
Okay. You want me to start? Do you want to go?
I can go first if you want. So in scans, I just wanted...
before y'all start,
yeah?
I will say we hit 3.3 fucking thousand.
I was literally about to say
So,
that, but I didn't know you wanted me to.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Wait,
Um,
we did?
Yeah, everyone.
So we're good to go?
Yeah.
All right.
Think
So
so.
I just wanted to confirm that in one of your YouTube videos, you posted a scan that was talking about like the context of your video. You were talking about isekai.
Yeah. I'm talking
I
about
just
isekai.
wanted to confirm that this is
Okay.
like this is yours. This is one of your scans, or did you translate this yourself?
Well, you know what? I don't think the scan matters. We're just talking about the isekai part anyway.
Yeah, it does, because this is your argument that you had for isekai. It was part of your isekai argument or video.
Well, it might be, but you don't really know if I'm going to use it or not. So.
Yeah, well,
I'm not saying I translated it myself, but like, there's another translator. So.
right. Was that Google? Because it's completely wrong, and they completely lied.
Lied about what? Because I'm only talking about the isekai part anyway, so it doesn't even matter.
So you're aware that in this entire scan, does it not say one time isekai? Do you know what word they used instead?
Well, actually, it does use isekai.
No, it doesn't. How much money do you want to bet on that?
Well, why would we have to bet?
Because I can tell you right now, it doesn't say isekai once. You know what it says instead? Ikai. So we're going to use that G show that we were talking about, right?
Oh, no, okay.
No.
That's not the scan I was
you
gonna use.
agreed.
It's like another scan.
You agreed to this. You agreed to this. Hang on.
I didn't agree to that.
That's the wrong
I didn't
scan. But anyways,
I was allowed to use that
you
scan.
agreed to use gshow.org, right? If you look up the definition for ikai, it can only
you
mean
know what scan
world.
I'm using? That's not a scan, by the way. I think that's blurry. Do you want me to send you the scan? Because like I didn't even assert any.
No.
Scan.
That's the exact same scan. I've got the book here, and I sent this to you. This is the clearer page that I sent to you because your one's obviously been blurred, so no one could translate it.
I didn't blur that.
Well, if you actually look at you use this in your video. So are you claiming that your video is false? I can link you to the timestamp in your video if you like.
Oh, my video part doesn't even matter.
It was specifically talking about isekai. What do you mean it doesn't matter?
Okay, look, in this debate, right, we don't use prior stuff anyways, right? It's what we assert in the debate we're allowed to use.
Yes.
Like, I could have said anything in the past, but it doesn't really matter.
Okay, well, so you're conceding the point that isekai was not used here.
I should probably mention that I'm going to moderate.
I haven't decided. I haven't even decided anything yet.
I'm probably going to mention that I'm going to moderate. I probably should have mentioned that, but what y'all are getting caught up in here is that I do believe that what y'all are talking about is a precursor, like as in like what y'all have opinions on. Now, if you're okay with that, Bullet, do you think that you actually hold the position in the video that he's talking about? Do you actually hold that position?
I don't hold all those positions. Like the thing is, with my scaling, it constantly changes, so it's like it wouldn't even matter anyways. It's like only.
Well, I mean, it would definitely matter to why Hapi wanted to debate you, right? Like this is why he wants to debate you, or at least the faculty as to why. So I'm just asking
I did.
very
I said we
quickly.
wanted to debate about isekai, and I'm referring
He
to
never
your
told
video.
me he wanted to debate because I mistranslated something. He just said he doesn't think isekai means
We're
a certain word.
debating on
So
the
if this
meaning
says-
of isekai.
Okay, but look, this says ikai, so this has nothing to do with isekai.
It was in your video. It came under the isekai section. Do you want to watch it together? We can all watch it if you like.
Remember what the premise of the video was? We're debating on what isekai means in the context of Naruto.
Right.
So this is not even relevant.
And the fact that your little translation that you showed in your video, right?
I don't
Explaining
care.
isekai.
Why do I care?
No, but look at the translation. Your one said parallel universe. So if you actually look at the differences in the translation that I translated, as well as
I think I know why. I think I know why it says like parallel universe, but I don't want to get onto it because I'm not asserting it. I think it says Ikai.
no,
based
it doesn't
off, like,
say parallel universe at all. If you look up
look.
any of the words there in the
you know
proper
the official
translation,
translates right, but translates for the anime. They translate to parallel universe. I think that's why it says it, but I don't want to get into this argument because I don't think it's relevant.
No, they didn't. Because I also have Viz's translation, if you like.
No, look in the anime, right? They say Ikai, right? And
Yeah,
then they say
and guess what
universe.
Ikai
So, like,
means? World,
translate
not
is
universe.
to translate to parallel universe
No.
or parallel dimension.
How much do you want to bet on that? I've got the exact scene in the anime. Yeah, I'll play it right now. Check the scans. Play this.
Is this Ikai?
Yep.
Is this a dub?
No, it's a sub. So it's the raw Japanese, and they
Yeah,
put
it
the
says
sub.
parallel dimension.
Yeah,
It says parallel
but
dimension.
they're not talking
So I think
about
that's where it's
universe.
based on. Okay, look, I'm not going to go into this because then we're kind of like spiraling onto like something else. Remember what the premise is.
No.
We're debating what isekai means in the context of
In
Naruto.
context of
So I don't-
Naruto. So if Viz
Yeah,
translated it
that's what
specifically.
y'all are debating. Like, I don't know why.
Yeah,
Wait,
so
hold
if
on,
Viz
'cause, like, I
translated
don't know-
it to
I don't
mean
know what is
Ikai,
this, like, this
Ikai
weird
meaning
argument, like-
world, that means that in the context of Naruto, this means world.
Wait, why are you forcing me to debate this? That's not what the debate's about. We literally stated our
What?
premises like at the beginning.
I know you did.
I don't want to debate the meaning of Ikai. Like Ikai, I could probably debate its parallel universe, right? But that's a completely different debate. That's not what we agreed on. So I'm not just gonna like debate anything.
Okay, so you agree that this entire scan that I just sent before never says isekai, and it only means world. In other words, ikai.
I don't think I ever claimed it meant isekai.
Do you want me
I
to
think,
play
like, in
your
the video?
video? We can. Okay, if you skip to.
Okay, look, that's not even relevant. That's not relevant. I said that it only means like parallel. I've already explained, right, that the like the video you just sent, right, that Ikai can mean like parallel universe based off that and how they translate it. But I don't think that's relevant. I don't know why you're bringing my video into this. We weren't debating my
Because
video.
you claim
We literally
isekai
stated our
was used.
premises.
You claim that it was talking about a parallel universe when it
Okay,
never used
I
that
want the
word
mod to
in
kind
the
of get
exact
involved,
scan you're
right?
talking about.
Okay, I want the mod to get involved because I don't know why he wants to debate this certain topic when we already agreed.
It sounds like
on-
you
Alright,
know that you were
listen,
wrong and you
alright, listen,
mistranslated it,
yo,
and now
can
you're
y'all
trying to
hear
hide
me?
the fact that
Can
you
y'all hear
lied.
me? Can y'all hear me?
Yeah.
Okay. All he's saying, Bullet, is that the reason he wants to debate you on this subject was literally because in this video you claimed that this word was like, okay, remember when back in the like when you all were just talking, y'all said it says isekai in it, and then he was like, no, it says ikai. That's why y'all are talking about ikai right now, because you
Dan, to
thought
be
it
honest.
said
No, but-
isekai.
Correct.
Okay, but do you remember what the premise was?
Yeah.
Yes, the premise is the definition of isekai. This has something to do with that topic.
Yeah.
It's not that it has
Okay, but-
nothing to do. It
So
has something
can I
to do
just
with this
clarify what
topic.
I'm saying?
This isn't
I'm
like
trying to say that you
right?
claim that it said isekai
Okay,
in
look-
this panel, but it doesn't. Not once.
Okay, I'm not claiming it in the debate though. That's the issue.
Yeah. So I'm.
I can claim
You're,
it
you're
I'm
not
in
like
a-
you're
my
not
scaling
in a
constant.
vacuum, bro. Like
no. So no.
you're not like separate from any previous arguments you've ever made.
But it's
Like,
not just
he's
that.
arguing
I'm
with you
actually
because the
arguing that
arguments
in
you previously
Naruto,
made.
No, because the thing is, right?
it's saying world.
My scaling constantly changes, and he never look. The thing is, he never went out of his way to tell me I want to debate you on this because I think you mistranslated it. We agreed to debate on if isekai.
Why do you think he would have wanted to debate you if it wasn't about something
Okay,
you
look,
had said before?
I don't care about his reasoning. Like it could be literally any reason he wanted to debate me, right? But if you make a premise, right, you have to uphold that premise. That's all I'm saying.
Yeah. And did you not
Doesn't
hear
make
how I
sense.
explained how this is related?
He's just saying that in this very specific case, in the video that you had talked about, do
About the
you
video,
admit
it's never been
that
about the video.
isekai
Never-
doesn't mean this?
But even in this
I'm not
case,
saying
even if
that
I'm talking about my current argument right now, is this. This particular
It's still
panel.
irrelevant.
I'm proving that it's not evidence to support that it's isekai.
Okay, I'm not
is
going to
meaning
use that
universe.
by the way.
Yeah, I know, but
I'm not gonna-
I'm using this. This is my evidence to prove that in the context of Naruto, all they've used is this word ikai repeatedly in both the anime and in the novels, and it can only be translated to mean world. And if they did
don't just
translate it, they
use that,
said
they-
parallel dimension,
Okay.
but then in the
Okay, now
context,
we're
they
getting into the
literally
debate. We're
explain
getting into the
world.
debate. I think it has been used. I think they have used the term isekai to refer to the actual dimension.
What do you mean?
Is that what you want to get into? No, because you're claiming, right, only
Mhm.
ikai has been used to refer to this dimension, and I'm saying isekai is also used.
Well, yeah. If you actually translate the panel that you had correctly and read it in the context that I changed it to, which could be
Not
what it
that
should be
panel.
changed. Well, if you read it, it says that Kaguya held the power to send people to parallel worlds, not universes, because it doesn't use isekai, it uses ikai, which is specifically worlds, right?
Okay, I'm not talking about that. Do you want the scan I'm talking about, where it says isekai?
Yeah, but I am talking about this. This is my first point that I brought up. I'm talking about
Okay,
in this novel,
I don't know
it's
why that point's
talking
relevant.
about, it is relevant because it's talking about Kaguya's dimensions, it's talking about Momoshiki's dimensions, and it's talking about how both Momoshiki and Kaguya alike would transport or move people between worlds. That's what it specifically says. It doesn't say universes. But you claim
here's
that it says
my only
universe.
issue. You can refer to these spaces because the thing is, right?
Mhm.
There's been cases where they've been referred to as worlds, right? But the thing is, they're also dimensions as well. So you could specifically be talking about the planet within that dimension on a completely separate basis, right? That's fine, but that doesn't contradict the fact that it's been referred to as an isekai. And I'm going to argue isekai means parallel universe.
But I'm still
In
not
this-
done with this particular panel though. If you look at
Okay, I don't think what you're saying contradicts what my premise
it does
is.
because if you look at the light
Continue.
blue highlight specifically, doesn't matter which scan you look at, I've highlighted them multiple times, but the light blue word yo, that can only mean world. So they're specifically talking about worlds or a world.
I've already addressed this. I said, look, they could just be referring to the planet on that occasion, right? But that doesn't actually contradict it actually being a dimension or a space, right? That is a parallel universe. That could just be a planet within that universe or a parallel universe.
No, because it
So I don't
says
think
that
contradicts
you have to,
Do you want the scan now?
in
can
order
move
to
on.
prove that dimension equals more than a world, because you can have, like, isekai literally, doesn't matter which dictionary you use, it literally translates to parallel world or an alternate world. There's a whole genre of isekai anime called alternate worlds.
Okay, this is what I want to also get onto, right? Because I knew you're gonna bring this up, right? You know, there's a difference between the actual like isekai genre and with the actual meaning of isekai. And also in that scan you provided, it says kekai and it says akukon, right? And those two things also hint towards it being a space as well. So it would have to be some sort of
Do you know what kekai means? You translated it to be pocket universe.
Kekai can mean barrier, like, but on larger scales it can mean like pocket spaces. But usually, it depends on the
Pocket
context.
spaces. We agreed on gshow.org.
Well,
Have you seen
what
the
do they say?
gshow.org definition? It has
I think they
nothing
just
to
say
do
barrier,
with pocket spaces or universes. That's a lie.
Well, it depends on the context because the issue is, right, what kind of barrier would it be in this case? It wouldn't make sense. You'd have to like contextually kind
Okay.
of back it up.
Look at the picture that I'm about to send you and tell me
You know
what's
how
happening to
linguistics
him.
functions, right? You know how linguistics functions.
Okay, so this is the scene they're describing, yeah?
What are you sending? What about this?
What do you think is restricting him?
Oh, you mean the god tree or something? And
No,
there's,
like that's
lines
literally
around
what they're talking about. He's like, this is like, okay, did you read the actual story? Like what's going on in the story? Here, I'll send you the full text of like
Okay,
what
look,
it should be
read it,
translated.
right?
I'll read it.
talks about-
Let me read it. So it says, he didn't think they'd gotten very far from the village of Konohagakure, but rather than saying this was some place he didn't remember, it'd be more accurate to say this was a parallel world. It was terribly cold, and distortions rippled through the sky. It plainly wasn't the airspace of his own world. Kaguya had held the power of sending people into parallel worlds. 2. Is this something like a barrier or a subspace?
Yeah. Way subspace.
But you said
so that tree is not
you
a
said
subspace. I
pocket
think that
universe
clearly
in your
debunks
translation. Kekai does not mean pocket universe. So if we go to the gshow.org definition of kekai, let's do that right now because I don't want to move on because you already brought that point up. Nowhere does it ever say that kekai means okay, here we go. I'm just going to screenshot.
I don't think any of this matters.
It does matter because you claimed that it meant universe, but that's not what it says in both the dictionary.
What are you saying I claimed was a universe? Because I haven't asserted anything in this debate.
Wait. Yes, it does. Look at your translation.
This is all I've asserted. I'm not talking about this translation, right? I'm not talking about this translation. I'm saying there's another translation, whatever, right? I'm trying to say that it's been referred to as an isekai, and all we want to do is talk about what isekai means in this context. I don't think bringing up these other terms really matters because I don't think it inherently contradicts that
Okay, it does matter because nowhere on this page does it once bring up the actual word for universe, which is uchu.
You know, this is another issue I have, right? You know, like certain words, they don't have to have like one single meaning, right? They can have multiple different meanings. So, like universe, you don't inherently need one word to refer to universe, right? You don't. It's just not the case, right? So I don't get where
Depends
you're
on the
going
language
with that.
because in Japanese, ikai
It'd be like
literally
a black
means
and white
world,
fallacy
and
or
then
false dilemma.
Huh?
So I
it's
don't
not like
really
that. Not at all. Because like if you look up the definition for uchu, there's no other definition other than universe. And if you look up the definition for yo, you notice the light blue kanji that was highlighted, it can only mean world. Whereas if you use sekai,
So
it has alternate meanings depending on the context. But if it's
yeah,
but if
isekai can mean
but look at this page.
and I'm gonna
In
prove
this
why it means
context,
parallel.
they've
Prove
even
all these other
used the one kanji that only means world, which is yo. So they're not using that kanji that you're talking about, which is sekai. They actually use yo.
I don't even agree that. You know what you're claiming it means parallel world? I don't inherently agree that that means parallel world. By the way, but I don't think it matters anyway.
Well, that's
Like I said.
like what Viz translated it to, as I shared in the actual video. They said parallel dimension, and then in the
Yeah,
actual
parallel dimension doesn't mean parallel.
Yeah, but you
world.
agreed to gshow.org even then. If we use the gshow.org definition of ikai, it says spirit world, underworld, or the next world. You can't disagree with that. You already agreed with that at the beginning of the debate.
I'm saying, okay, look, I'm saying whatever, you could do any of that. I'm saying it doesn't inherently like contradict the isekai stuff.
Yes, it
So I don't know
does.
why
Because
you-
in the
What's up? We didn't
context
even agree
of
to the
everything
base.
I've just shared with you, it's only said world consistently. Can you name one time that it's ever said uchu, which is the specific word for
Okay,
universe?
look, I'm just gonna show you it's a like isekai because let me see. If I can
But you agree that in this scan, it never once brings up
I don't
isekai
care
or
about
universe. So you don't care about it, so you can see the
It
point.
doesn't-
Thank you. Now let's move on.
No, I'm not conceding anything. It doesn't matter.
You
I
definitely
don't-
conceded to that last panel never having isekai, even though you claimed it in
I
your
didn't
video.
sell anything. Like I don't know why you're bringing up videos and other shit. Right? Like you could bring up anything from like any period if that was the case. That's
All
really
right, well, I
stupid.
guess your video's
We
debunked,
didn't even
isn't it?
agree to debate on that. That's just weird.
Yes, we did. We agreed to a debate on isekai, and I'm explaining
Yes,
how
isekai.
it actually, in
Literally
the
said-
context of this book, means world. All right, so do you want to see something really cool about this new scan that you just brought up? Guess what kanji they used again, Bullet? Guess.
Oh, is it Ikai?
Yes.
Sure.
Oh man, you obviously didn't prepare for this. All right, so let me zoom in for you.
Because I think it says Isekai, by the way. Wait, does it? If it's not, then I'll just use this scan here. I don't think I just need that. Because this one probably uses Isekai, from my understanding.
Hold up. All right, so if you look at the little white text box, I highlighted this kanji. Notice that there isn't a third kanji in the combination. It says ikai
I
again.
only see. Wait a minute. I just see Isekai. I can see Isekai right there.
Yeah, so this is what I'm saying, right? In the context of the
That's
whole...
Isekai. I don't know what you're talking about.
Okay. Maybe
Hold
I'll
up
have to
yourself,
spell
what
this
isekai
out
is
for you.
what?
Maybe I'll have to spell this out for you. This is what I'm trying to say the whole time, okay? Look at the title here. The big red title says isekai, yeah? A battle in a parallel, and you translated it to be universe, right? But we know that isekai, according to
isekai.
gshow.org, you agreed to gshow.org, right?
Isekai verbatim there.
Listen
So
to
I don't know
me.
what you're talking about. It
Can you
just
stop cutting
literally
me off?
says Isekai.
Can I
What do you
finish?
want about? Okay, go on.
All right, so with isekai, right, you agreed to the definition from gshow.org. It can mean three things. Now, you
Okay,
said it
yeah,
yourself,
yeah.
in the context
Yes.
of Naruto, if it has other things that prove otherwise, then it can mean something else. Now, if notice that in the
Yeah, that's what I
title,
want to get onto. That's why
notice
all
in the
other stuff was
title it says isekai, right? But then in the explanation paragraph, they used ikai. So they're
let's read this.
explaining it in the
Wait, well, let's
context
say
of Naruto to be a parallel world, not universe. And I also provided the evidence before
No, that's
that
fine.
the
Okay,
entire
fine. So-
page just repeated the word world when referring to both Kaguya and Momoshiki's dimensions. So in the context of Naruto, this is specifically talking about world.
No, that's fine because isekai is still used. I don't care because the thing is, they can both be referred to as parallel dimension. They don't inherently contradict each other, anyways. I don't think.
Yes, but
And
in
you can-
power
you can-
scaling, dimension
you
size
can
has
see
to
why
be
that-
stated. That's all. And if
What?
it's stated to be a world, as it's described here, the 5 Kage head together to a parallel world. Because the
That doesn't. Okay. You know, it could be both, right? It could be like they've sent them to a parallel universe, right? But in that universe, there's a parallel planet.
No,
that
the
can be
character
the
they
case. So it doesn't even
specifically
contradict-
used
it literally
only
doesn't even
said
contradict it.
it
And I
does.
don't think it does. I think it does say it still say that.
No, you
right?
agreed
I don't
though
think it contradicts
on using gshow.org that you can only mean whatever we said in that dictionary.
No, I was talking about the definition for isekai. I didn't say we would use that for every single like definition.
But it's
by the way.
explained within the work of
No, I don't-
fiction
no, you
that
can't use
isekai
that.
means ikai.
Well, there's other dictionary definitions, anyways. I think. Like, take for example the anime. Like we were talking about the anime, right? And within the
Mhm.
anime, they say ikai means like parallel universe. Sorry, parallel dimension.
Yeah,
So
and
that-
that
if
still
anything,
proves
that
that
would-
it means world because it literally. Okay,
Parallel dimension world.
All right.
If we know this,
So,
it doesn't
we-
even make sense, dude.
are you aware what chapters do they specifically talk about Kaguya's dimensions? Which chapters those are?
What chapters they talk about Kaguya's
So
dimension?
from chapters
Are you talking
volume
anime?
70
Are you
to
talking
72
manga?
in the manga, yeah, from chapters 670 onwards, they talk specifically about Kaguya's dimensions, and they
I'm talking about the anime, by the way. The scan I'm talking
yeah,
about. is-
well, I'm talking about manga canon. I already showed you the anime where it said ikai, and that means parallel dimension.
yeah, you're talking about this, yeah.
Yeah, and they use the word ikai. They didn't use isekai. They use ikai.
Okay, that's fine. Parallel.
And you agreed
dimension,
to the
parallel universe.
gshow.org definition of
Okay,
ikai,
I want the
meaning world.
moderator just to remember this, right? Because like at the beginning, my premise was it was a parallel dimension, parallel. So it just helps my case out, regardless.
All right, so from the chapters of 670 to all the way to 690, do you know how many times they referred to isekai? 0.
Dude, it doesn't matter. Like I
It
said,
does.
they-
But do you want to
change
know
it
how
up.
many times they
Okay.
referred to world? And they
Okay,
didn't
you're
even
trying to
use
the
sekai.
consistency
They
of-
used
you're
other.
trying to say, well,
Well,
wait,
I'm
okay,
trying to use
hear me out.
consistency. I'm
This is
trying to
what
prove
you're
in the
trying to
context of
say. Can you let me-
Naruto.
Okay, can you let me speak, right? You're
Sure,
trying to say,
go
well,
ahead.
it's been used. You're trying to say, well, they've used world, they've referred to it as world before, right? But it doesn't
Mhm.
matter because they don't inherently need to contradict each other, right? It could be the case, right, that there's a parallel dimension, and within that parallel dimension, there is a parallel world, and they could just be referring to the world in some
But
cases.
was that ever stated?
No, I'm saying it's not inherent. It's not inherently.
So it's not
a debug,
stated.
or it's
You
not
just said it
inherently
yourself right
contradiction.
now. It's never stated
What did
that
I
it
say?
was a parallel universe. Ever.
Parallel universe. I said it could either be parallel universe or parallel dimension, right? But anytime it
In context, you said that yourself.
Anytime it claims it uses isekai, right? I'm gonna claim parallel universe makes more sense. Anytime ikai is used, it means parallel dimension in this context. Okay, that's all.
Yeah, and I'm saying based off evidence that I provided, the context
What evidence?
literally proves that it's world, not universe, because it's
Okay,
consistently
now we can move
stated
into
world.
this, right? Okay, now we can move into this, right? So now we established it's a space, right? You know, there's a star within this space.
No, it's never stated.
No, because literally these dimensions, right? These ikais and stuff, right? That are compared to Kaguya's, right? Are also state time spaces and alternate dimensions, right?
Yeah,
And these spaces
but
literally
you know what?
have
A
star
time space is
and if they have
different
a
to a
star, right?
space-time continua.
Okay, I want you to understand this. If it has a star in it, right, and we established that like isekai can have like 3 definitions, right? If all of the other ones are contradicted about them just being planets, right? That means the only definition we're left with is parallel universe. Or even if you use parallel
No, it
dimension,
doesn't.
right? It being parallel to Naruto's universe would still make it of universal
Since
size.
when does a dimension
whatever way
include
you look at
everything
it,
outside of it?
It has to
If
be
it's
parallel
stated
universe.
that the dimension, you know the novel in the prologue, it literally says this. The events of this novel take place in an unknown world.
Okay,
so
can you
that-
send me that? And also, I don't think that contradicts it, like I said.
Yes,
One
it
second.
does.
Okay, send me the
Because
scan
if
first.
it's literally stating that the entire novel takes place in a world, then it's not talking about anything outside of it. Unless you can prove to me in the
Okay, here's-
manga
here's the
or
issue,
the
right?
book
Let's see
somewhere
what
where it
actually
says that there's a star in Momoshiki's dimension, or that
Okay, firstly,
these
yeah,
events
right?
take place in a universe. But it never says that
Send
once.
me the scan for that. Send me the scan for that. And also, how the fuck can you fight inside
Have
of a
you
planet?
not
That doesn't
read
even
the
grammatically
book?
make sense.
It's in the prologue.
That doesn't even grammatically make any sense.
What do you mean it doesn't make grammatically sense?
Fighting
Using
in a
your
planet.
knowledge, of course it doesn't make sense because you're using headcanon material.
I'm not using headcanon material.
Okay, so
I'm
then
literally providing.
right, this is the epilogue. There you go. Somewhere on an
epilogue.
identified world. Show me where it says universe. Where does it say universe in there, Bullet?
You're being a rat, dude. I know where this is from. This is from the 3rd or 2nd Boruto movie. Sorry, the 3rd or 2nd.
That's not a
Boruto
rat.
novel.
You're
This is
aware
not even the
that
same-
all. Okay, so you.
Dude, that's not the same novel.
Okay, and you say that
You're
you
finished.
know.
Dude,
You said
that's not
that
the same novel.
You said that you
That's not the same
know.
novel.
This is what you said to other people, right?
That's
You
not
said
the
you're
same
the
novel.
most knowledgeable
That's not the same
person on Naruto, and you didn't know that Boruto Novel 3, Boruto Naruto the movie, as well as the film and the anime
That's
and
not
the
the same
manga,
novel,
are
bro.
all
That's not
explaining the
the
same events. You didn't know that? You didn't
Dude.
know that?
Okay, all of my stuff, right?
Do you want me to read you the
right?
entire
Like,
novel and
Momoshiki
explain the
makes a
events
dimension.
word for word?
Okay, listen to me. I want everybody to listen to this because you've made a mistake, right? This epilogue thing, right, has got nothing to do with it. This is when like he's
Yes,
on his
it does.
unidentified world, right? And he's destroying the fucking planet or whatever, right? That doesn't even matter. That's not even that's not even during the same time he literally fights Naruto and stuff. That's a completely different novel. I don't know why you're bringing that up.
You know, they all like the 5 things I just stated. They're all literally for word state the same events.
No, you're just using the epilogue right now, and this epilogue is from a completely different novel. You don't even have. Do you have a kanji for this?
For the Boruto novel 3, yes.
Oh, for this section right here.
Yeah.
I'm just wondering. Okay. I don't. It doesn't even matter. It's not even from the.
But
white
you don't
novel.
even have the Boruto novel 3,
It's
don't
not
you?
even from a movie novel.
You don't have this novel, do
ironically,
you?
do have a kanji for this, right? But it's not relevant because it's not even about
It
movie
is.
novelization.
Have you even read
This
the
is actually
Boruto
set-
3 novel?
Okay.
Do you know what it's
Okay, no,
about?
this scene there.
Do you want me to read
Do
it
you
to
know-
you?
Okay, do you know when this scene is, right? The epilogue, when he's like on this unidentified world. A lot of you might actually know, right? Do you know, like, it's actually shown in the anime? Do you know when he's like sitting on like the like he's sitting on like this stump on a tree, right? Because he's harvesting like the fucking planet and shit, right? And then Kinshiki appears. It's literally that scene. I'm pretty sure.
You know that's in the
So it has
Boruto
nothing to do
Naruto
with the
movie novel
Boruto
as well,
movie
that exact
novelization.
scene, right?
That scene does not happen in the Boruto movie novel.
Okay, so why
What?
is it that okay,
The
here
thing
we
is, right? Okay, this world is a completely different world. We don't even know where it is. It says unidentified world. We don't even know if it's his dimension. We don't know anything about it. It's not relevant. It doesn't even happen at the same time. Like Momoshiki fights Naruto and Sasuke.
It
This is
does,
completely
because
irrelevant.
in the same novel,
Completely
it
irrelevant.
explains the events
Oh,
of
you're
when
lying
he
now.
eats
You're straight lying
Momoshiki.
now.
I mean, when Momoshiki eats
I'm not going to
Kinshiki.
debate it, right?
Do you deny those
So-
events, that they don't happen in both the novels?
Repeat that. Sorry. What events?
The events of when they start eating, Momoshiki starts talking about eating the pills as well as eating Kinshiki.
What about?
Some of the events literally are the exact same. Like they explain the same set of events in both novels.
In both novels. The third. Sorry. Where did he say it was from? The second or the third novel?
The
novel?
Boruto novel 3 is
I'm
literally
gonna
a
send you-
recount of some of the stuff that happens. But Boruto and Naruto,
No,
the
but
movie
that scene-
novel, has
I
a
said
more
that scene
in-depth
particularly, right?
explanation of
That's-
what's going on.
That scene is okay. That scene specifically happens before the fight. That's got nothing to do with Momoshiki. Like during his fight with Naruto and Sasuke.
At the beginning of the Boruto and Naruto movie novel, it
That's just him
also
literally
includes
chilling
some
on
of
the
those.
planet, like doing fuck all. Like
Yeah.
I don't know why you're bringing that up. And also, look, here's a timeline, right? And I think it has like the timeline of the novels and when they happen, so they don't actually all happen at the same time, like you're claiming. I'll show you. Let me see if I can find it.
All right, let's have a look.
Yeah, somewhere. Hold up. Here's a good one.
What was that scene that you was talking about? Sitting down, right? Talking about Kaguya's worlds. Let's
Yeah,
look
yeah.
up that. I'll look up that for both novels, and I'll show you.
Okay, I found this scan. Hold up. Let me send it. Okay, so what novel are you talking about? You're talking about novel 3. Look, it happens before the Boruto movie novelization. It's literally set before it. You literally can't get more verbatim than that. That's fucking
Yeah,
hilarious.
but that doesn't change the fact that what
What does that
happens.
not change? What does
So
that
in
not
the
change?
anime, it shows them that he's sitting on the planet, right? In the novel, it also explains that this is one of the planets that he's transporting people to. It doesn't change
Well,
the
we
story
don't know.
at
It
all.
literally says unidentified world. We don't know where it is. Like, you can't claim it's his. You
Yeah,
can't claim
but you
anything.
can't claim it's any more than that.
No, but you're the one using it. You're literally asserting it. You're using it
No, I'm
as a
saying like that's all we
refutation
are
by
aware of. It's not stated anywhere else that this is more than that.
argument.
Because you're the one that has the burden of proof to prove that it's a universe.
Okay, look, you're the one who brought this up as a refutation, right? I
Yeah,
said, okay,
I'm bringing it up
how-
as supporting evidence to prove that this
Actually
is a
proving it.
world that did happen, and it was stated to
Okay.
be a world.
Okay, I'll go over it again. So you see, where,
Even
like,
in
it
the
stayed
Boruto Naruto
Isekai, right?
Naruto
Okay.
novel, it also says the same thing. World.
Okay, look, you see where it stated isekai, right? And then we said there was like multiple definitions, right, for it. I said it can only mean parallel universe, right? Because this dimension / time space has a star within it, meaning it's inherently bigger than a different dimension world and an alternate world. There we go. It's as easy as that, man. It's really that easy. And then you brought up the Ikai thing as a contradiction, and then I said, well, Ikai, right, in this Naruto context,
You're
can mean
aware
parallel
that
dimension.
time
So nothing's
space,
contradicted. There we go, man.
time
GG.
space in Japanese does not mean space time
I'm using
continuum.
this. I don't
What's the
care
word
about.
for
This
space
is not
time continuum in
official
Japanese
license,
then?
I'm talking about this, by the way.
I'm talking
I
about
don't care what it says.
viz. What does time space mean in Japanese?
Time space. Are you going to argue that Viz are like mistranslating it or something? I don't get it. 'Cause
Did you
Viz are
not
still the
understand what I
official
just said? What's the word for space time continuum?
space-time continuum. You
And
tell
then
me, man. I don't think it's relevant. I don't think
it
it's
does,
relevant,
because
so.
G-Kukan is not what you're claiming it is to be.
Well, I'm not even claiming it has to be a time-space continuum. I'm claiming it's
So
like a
you
dimension or
agreed
space, right?
to gshow.org,
And
right?
no. Well, I said only for the isekai stuff. I didn't like, actually agree on using it for all of them.
So now you're
stuff, by the way.
backtracking.
I'm not backtracking. You can play the recording again, whatever. I don't care.
This is
And plus,
technically
you
the
were fine with
isekai
the whole
stuff,
like
right? This
Isekai
is
thing anyway.
you agreed for the
Oh shit!
entire
You're fine
debate.
I
with
forgot I had to
using
record. Shit.
I'm recording.
Are you not recording? Are you taking?
I'm recording
Oh, okay. Thank God. Okay, thank God he's recording. Oh,
because
thank.
I'm not brain dead.
Oh, thank God. Oh, well, thanks, Hat.
No, because this always happens. People like say they're gonna record and then they don't.
Yeah. that's
Oh,
about it.
bro, my bad. Fuck.
All right, so
Okay. Shit. Where were we?
basically, even if you are trying to prove that time space is
Yeah.
equal to a space time continuum or 4D construct or some sort, you still have to
saying
prove that.
I'm not saying that, dude. Like, all I'm saying is, right, it's a dimension or time space of sort, right? And then it has a star within it.
No, it doesn't.
Therefore,
Never
it's
stated it.
inherently
You
bigger
still
than
haven't
that
proven that. I'm
dimension.
waiting for that evidence.
Oh, you want to show you a star within it? Okay.
Where does it state in the manga or anywhere that it actually
Yeah.
contains a star in their dimension? Where does it say that Momoshiki has a star in his dimension or Kaguya's dimension?
Okay. I'll
Show me a
show
statement.
you, dude. Okay. Well, I think I just need the image, but I think there's a statement too.
There is no statement.
Let me see. Oh, fuck. Hold up.
If you're just going to show me a picture of stars, that's not proof. It has to be stated. It literally says that in the
Okay,
tiering system.
dude, I'm gonna get it, man. Fucking wait. Damn.
While you're doing that, because it's going to
Yeah.
go forever, I'm going to show you that literally in the entire
Yeah, don't
Shippuden
like
series.
shotgun or anything, because then like I don't want to deal with like 100 different arguments at the same time.
It's not.
So.
It's literally the same argument.
Hold up.
All right, so this one point is that in the chapters that all describe Kaguya's dimension, not once does it ever say what you're claiming, universe, but what it does say world repetitively. And this is the official Viz translation. As you said yourself, Viz translated it to be world. Sekai, that is. This is all the times that they Viz translated themselves to be world. And I've highlighted them in bright red for you.
Wait. Hold up. Let me just get the scans, dude. There's like a...
Now, you know what's funny is that you claim in context that Sekai means universe. But in this context, in literally the space of 20 chapters that are specifically talking about Kaguya's dimensions, when they're going back and forth, they only translated it to be world. Why do you think that is? Maybe because in a Naruto context, it means world. And even in one of your videos, you lied about this.
I haven't actually lied about anything.
You did, man. You claimed that this scene here, that it was translated to be universe. But if you actually get the Japanese with the official subtitles, they say world. They translated Sekai to be world again. So in the context of Naruto, there is literally overwhelming evidence to prove that it means world, dude. Nothing you've said proves that they have a universe.
We're going to talk about it once I have the scans, because it's getting really annoying now.
Yeah, well, someone who knows the most about this topic, you'd expect to have the scans already.
Man. I've got like a data bank thing, and it's really annoying. Like, it's not really that organized. So
Then just chuck it all in one folder like I did. It's not that hard.
well, what for like this debate? And I didn't really think I had to. Let's see. What's come unorganized? My bad. Oh, here we go.
Oh yeah, and we're also going off the official Viz translations. As you can see, it all said world, right? They never translated to be universe once.
I'm gonna address.
You'd hope so.
And there's one scene where like the starlight or whatever like kind of shines on Boruto. Let me see if I can.
I posted that just now, and it says world, dude. In the official translation from Viz, in the raw Japanese with the subtitles they chose, listen to it. He says Sekai and repeatedly, and it says world every time.
Yeah, I understand. Yeah, there's like one more scan too. Hold on. Okay.
So nothing there proves.
I wasn't really listening to what you were saying before. Sorry. So basically, right, they do have stars within them, right? And there's actual starlight as well. Like the actual starlight shines on Boruto. So yeah.
You do realize that's not evidence to prove that it's in their dimension. Like it doesn't count as theirs, as a part of that dimension.
Why would it not?
Why is it?
Where's
the statement that this is part of the dimension?
Okay, if you assume it's not a part of the same dimension, right? You're making the greater assumption, right? You're assuming the sunlight itself has like inaccessible speed.
No. To assume an entire sun.
Cross-dimensional vision. There's no fucking way.
No, to assume that an entire sun was created by somebody is a massive assumption. That's a huge assumption. You're assuming that this sun was a part of their dimension when it was never stated to be. That's a huge assumption.
So you claiming that somebody like creating a universe, right, can't be it has to be like a bigger assumption or something.
Where did I claim that he made a universe? I didn't claim that.
No, I'm saying you're saying that that can't be the case. Even though I've kind of provided it is the case. Look, I'm saying you're
that
just
it's not the case because what it was stated was world.
I can list down the assumptions you're making, right? But I'll give you another thing you're assuming, right? Because essentially, right, because like these dimensions, like take like Kaguya and stuff, right? For example, they have planets, right? Take the ice dimension, that have like day and night cycles, right? And basically, right, with the sun, that means they have a sun. I mean, that means they have day and night cycles, so it tilts on its axis, right? That means it's affected by the actual gravity of that actual sun. So it would actually have to be a part of that dimension, whatever way you look at it. So you're also making the assumption that it's affected by its gravity, and it's a part of and that star is a part of a different time space. You see what I mean? You're making way too many assumptions here. So I could just use Occam's razor. That's fine.
All right, you done? Okay. Imagine assuming that a part of a universe was created by somebody. That's what you're doing. I literally stated that I've already shown many times that there is a statement that the universe was created by the main god tree and that the 10 tails are all seeds of the main one.
Why do you bring this stuff up?
So the reason why that's important is because in this debate, right, in the context of Naruto, you said in the context of Naruto, it's relevant.
I want the moderator to get involved. He said himself, right?
So you're just going to cut me off.
All these other universal,
I'm explaining how in the context of Naruto that's important. Because you're bringing up who made the stars, who's responsible for the stars, right? I'm explaining that there is statements that this was made by other beings. It doesn't matter who made it. So it doesn't matter.
This debate isn't about who made it.
So it doesn't matter.
It's actually statement who made it or whatever, right? But it doesn't matter.
Well, then we can move to conclusions.
Look, this debate is basically, right, us just talking about the space, the Isekai. I don't care who fucking created it. That's not what the debate's about. We can do that separately.
So you're admitting that Momoshiki never created the dimensions.
No, I'm not saying that.
What do you mean? You just said before. You literally said it. You don't care who created it. If that's the case, that means you just conceded.
No, the debate isn't about that, dude. The debate is not. You even said at the beginning, right? We were going to debate this certain topic.
Yeah.
So you're doing what you're doing here, right? Is like ignoratio elenchi. It's stupid. What you're doing is you're making claims up.
Saying
to
something is stupid and actually being stupid is two different things.
No,
What you're
no,
saying
I've
is
told you
stupid.
why it's stupid. I've told you why it is. It's ignoratio, Elenka. You're making up claims for me. I'm not using any of these.
No, I'm not making
You're
up claims
attacking-
for
you're
you.
basically making a
You're
claim
making
for-
up
for me and
assumptions.
attacking that.
You haven't proven
No, you're
anything
making
in
a
this
claim for me
entire
and you're
debate.
attacking that. I don't care. I don't. That's not what the debate is
You
about.
showed me a
We can
picture of a star and you think that's a fucking universe.
I've already proved it, right?
No,
So
you haven't.
Said, okay,
Where does it say that
you
this
said-
is Momoshiki's dimension and it includes a star? Or where does it say that this is
Okay, I
Kaguya's
wanna be
dimension
moderated
and it
before.
includes a
I want to
star?
randomly attack
You haven't
random
proven
points.
that at
I
all.
didn't even start that.
You're
I didn't
showing me
even fucking
pictures
start
of a star. It could be from my house for anything.
Dude, it's literally a part of the same time space. I literally claimed, right? Okay, we have a star, right? The day and night cycle is
Wait.
affected by its gravity and tilts on its axis. I don't know what you're fucking on
Wait,
about
so you're
now.
claiming
We can
it's
move to
all a part of the
conclusions,
same
I think
time
I've got
space?
this.
Great. So you just conceded that all of this exists within the same
What did I
universe.
concede? What? Sorry? Repeat that?
It's okay. I'm happy to
I
move
didn't
to
get what you just
conclusions.
said there.
That's I know you don't
No,
understand.
what did you say right there? No, what did you say right there? Repeat that. I didn't hear what you said.
You just said,
You said something
that
like
it's all a part of
Yeah.
the same time space. If that is the case, you just agreed
No.
that Momoshiki's dimension and world is a part of the same universe. That means it is not a universe or the equivalence of a size of
I
one.
claim-
That means it's less than
I
one.
claim it is an
We can go to
isekai,
conclusions.
right? And then I proved it was a time space, right? For the whole like Kaguya stuff, right? And it being called an, hyperspace, whatever, right? So the thing is, right? This space has a star within it, and then I proved it can't be any of your dimensions. Dimensions means I think what you brought up, right? You said there's several definitions to isekai, which I was like fine with. But the thing is, those dimensions are contradicted. Because take like alternate dimension world, right? Can't be that because it has a star within it. Can't be alternate world because it has a star within it. And they fought inside of one. They fought inside of an isekai, and that means because like grammatically you can't say you fought inside of a planet. So all of those other like definitions are contradicted, other than mine. So by process of elimination, it can only mean parallel dimension or parallel universe.
All right, I'm
So
going to
I think
steelman
I'm-
your point. So you're saying that because there's a sun in the dimension,
yeah.
that this is Momoshiki's dimension you're talking about specifically, I'm guessing, that there's a sun in his dimension, that means it can't be a world, because if it's also got a sun or stars or moons or whatever you're claiming, that would make it larger than a world. No? Is that kind of what you were arguing?
You're claiming it's like an alternate dimension world or a world, right? Or a different world or whatever, right? And I've contradicted all of that, is all I'm saying.
Right. Well, what I proved from statements
did-
from both
did
Viz and the actual book itself is that the words they
Okay.
used was alternate world. Never once have they stated that it includes the star. Never once
Okay,
did they
I
say
addressed
that
this
the
at-
dimension includes the star. It's possible to be transported to another world, right? And then
Okay,
you'd
I
be
want
like,
everybody to
oh,
listen to this,
hey,
right?
there is a sun in the sky, but that's not a part of this dimension, because dimensions can be of any size.
But
And
you were
in,
listening
and
to
in
what
the
I said,
specific word they said, it's like alternate world. And you agreed to the Jisho definition that that Ikai means world. It means alternate world. And they translated parallel dimension using Ikai to be parallel dimension, or in other words, alternate world. So
Okay,
based
I
off
actually
the
addressed
definitions
all
that
this
we've
stuff.
agreed to,
Can you
both
let me speak
Viz,
now? Can you let me speak?
I
'Cause
haven't
I let
finished
you
my
speak.
point. I haven't finished my point. I literally
How long?
listened to your entire point.
Okay, fine. I'll let you go on for a little bit more then. Go.
And so based on the two people that you actually agree that translated, which is Viz as well as the dictionary gshow.org, they both concluded that it's alternate world, because Ikai can never mean anything but world. And then if dimension was translated to
I'm
be
gonna
world
send you
as
the
well,
scans.
that means the world and dimension is interchangeable, and it will never ever mean universe.
Okay, I'll send you like scans there. Hold up.
I'm done my point, by the way. You're good to go.
Okay, but yeah, like I'm gonna just get like a few scans and then make my point. I've addressed this, but I think I can address it and like make it more comprehensive, just so you understand.
That's fine. I'm happy to move to conclusions, because based on what you've presented, you haven't proven anything.
I think I have. But, all right, we can leave that to conclusions. Did we decide on having judges or not? I can't remember.
Yeah, you said James
We said
or something.
I didn't say James. I don't think I said James. I thought you're the one who was telling me you didn't want judges or something, but like we can if you. I
No,
don't
you
mind.
said that you weren't happy with our last debate, when all three judges literally stated
I
I
never said
won.
that. Like,
Yes, you did. You want me
go
to
into
pull
our
up the
DMs,
stands?
like,
I'll literally pull up our DMs.
if you won, I don't remember
You said
saying
something
you're the one who
about,
said-
oh, you shouldn't invalidate whatever happened in the past debates. So I called you out on that. So you're invalidating the fact that all three judges
What the
stated I
fuck are you-
won?
What? That doesn't mean I don't want judges or anything. You're the one who claimed it. Like, we were just saying, okay, we'll have this debate, right? And then you were
I
like,
even said it in the
They
messages.
don't have any judges.
You're
And I
the
was, like,
one that
confused.
wasn't happy with the
I
judge's
didn't think
judgment
we
last
have
time.
judges, Web.
I even said that in the actual DMs. You weren't happy with the judgment last time. So
No,
did
just
you
because
not
I'm
want to
happy
have
with
judges
judgment doesn't
then?
mean I don't want judges. How the fuck did you entail that? You're just assuming things now.
Because I asked you to explain why are you telling people you won when all three
I'm not
judges
doing that. And also,
decided
we
that
can go
I
into
won.
that, but that's separate. That's completely different.
Yeah, but I'm answering your questions. And then this is what you said. Debates are judged individually. The argumentative relevance of the novel's debate was determined if it's not canon. Basically, you skipped and said that
Okay.
the debate, this is what I said. The actual debate for scaling was the only in the third and longest debate. You won nothing there. All three judges voted me. All the debates are debates. Their topic
We
shouldn't
can debate
invalidate
that.
a
We can debate
debate.
that separately. Okay, well, you're getting off topic. We can debate that separately. I don't know why you like to bring up random like points that are not even relevant to the current debate. But yeah,
You know, you brought that up. We can go over the recording if you want. I said I wanted to
we
go to
can debate that
conclusions.
separately,
You're
dude.
like,
Like,
let's talk about why you didn't want to judge.
I'm the one who hates I'm the one who hates like people like shotgunning and stuff, right? And talking about different points.
Then why are you doing it yourself?
Okay, look, I'm gonna address what you said.
told
now,
me
right?
you were going to
okay,
get some
basically-
scans and you were going to post them and you weren't going to say anything until you did that. You literally shotgunned by saying, "Oh, who's judging by the way? Oh,
Well,
I'm going to
Brother,
try
we kept on talking.
I'm going to try kill some
You
time
brought
by
up-
like, talking about why I lost my last debate."
We can stop now. We can stop now. So
Yeah.
you're the one who kept on talking. So.
Well, we can stop now and we can go to conclusions because you're just wasting time for
Okay,
everyone
no,
here.
I just want to finish this point because you brought up something and then we can move
About
to
time.
conclusions,
Now
right?
hurry up.
So basically, you're claiming, oh, well, it's been referred to as a world before, right? But I'm saying that doesn't inherently contradict what I'm saying, right? You can talk about the dimension of something, right? But then like later refer to just the planet, right? That's fine. That doesn't mean the space is not an actual like alternate reality or like parallel universe or whatever, right? And basically, I'm just showing here on like separate occasions, it's also been referred to as like an alternate dimension.
I actually posted that
well.
scan
So
already,
it's
the
not
ultimate
contradicted.
dimension one, by the way.
What?
I actually
Or
posted
alternate
that
time
scan,
space.
and you know what character they used to translate that from? The alternate dimension.
It's
It's already
dude, you
posted.
literally said that you're allowed to use this. I don't even care about it.
Yeah, but what kanji did they translate from matters. It wasn't isekai.
It doesn't matter. What you're trying to do is right. You're trying to bring up things like ikai and other like terms, right? That aren't isekai, right? To invalidate that. So what I'm doing is I'm also bringing up like other terms as well to counter that. Because you're trying to say, well,
No.
consistently they've used other things. Like I don't care. We're just talking about the isekai thing
Bruh,
anyway. So,
you
so I
haven't
was like,
posted
well, I might
one
as well bring up these
scan
other
where they've
terms as
ever
well.
translated it officially to be universe.
Look, the thing is, the scans you brought up, they're not actually saying isekai in them, so I don't even see why they're relevant. Like I said, right?
Yes, they
can
do.
refer to.
What are
okay,
you talking about?
for
I've just
example, right?
explained for the last like hour
Okay,
now.
do you want to move to conclusions? Because I think I've got a dub on this anyways, so
Sure.
that's fine. All right, go on. You can start.
In conclusion, Bullet never proved anything. He literally doesn't have one official translation from Viz to state that it means universe. He's in every time it's only said alternate dimension or alternate world by official translations. He claims that a sun in a particular dimension, even though if we look at the tiering system, dimension size has to be stated. I said this multiple times throughout the debate. And he literally just ignored that point altogether. The fact that you have to prove that that dimension is larger than whatever you're claiming. So it has to be a universe. So you have to prove it has been stated to be a universe or have the qualities of a universe. A single star does not prove that it's a universe. And even then, it's the fact that it was contradicted by the overwhelming evidence that I presented by Viz. They specifically translated each of these dimensions to be only worlds. And they specifically used the kanji yo. There is no other meaning for yo other than world. And he never had any contention with the light blue highlight for the scans that I had to prove that it was not translated to be specifically world. And I gave multiple different references to different books, different manga panels. Even the anime itself said Ikai Nikansuru, which literally means parallel alternate world. according to the G show that we agreed on, that Ikai means world. So based on the fact that he agreed to the gshow.org definition that it means parallel world, and that when the one time that he found a scan that said Isekai was this battle report, I already contended that with the fact that in the description of it, it stated Ikai again, meaning that in context, this Isekai is clearly world. Because if they use that word, which we agreed means alternate world, then all the evidence that he's provided has been at least counter-proved, or in the context of Naruto, it most indefinitely means world. And he had no refutation to all the different scans that I posted of where they translated Sekai to be world. Neither did he have any refutation to some of the anime stuff that I shared as well. So in conclusion, I generally think I proved that Isekai means in a Naruto context to mean world and not universe.
Okay, are you done?
Yep, done.
Okay, so I'm going to conclude now, right? And I'm going to pretty much prove exactly why I won, right? And why it wasn't even much of a debate in the first place, right? So just to get this like clarified, right? Just to clarify this, right? What was the actual context of a debate and what was the premise of a debate, right? The premise of a debate was, what does isekai mean in the context of Naruto? That's all we were talking about, right? But then he started bringing up like other things, and that's why I didn't want to debate him on that, right? Because we specifically, brought up the premise that we were going to talk about. I just want to talk about that, right? And I actually explained why. I even went into detail with, like, obviously there's lots of different universal arguments, and I don't want to prolong this debate any longer than it needs to be, and we can do separate debates on that. That's fine. Now, when he brought up the G show thing, right? That was only, I said I really agreed to use that, right? In the context of isekai, right? That's because when I first brought it up, I was like, okay, well, what dictionary do you want to use, right? Because I was under the impression we were just debating isekai, right? So we're just talking about that. That's the context, by the way, right? And it's a semantics debate. So basically, right, what he's done is right, and what I've done is right. So if you look at my scans, right? So I provided a scan, right? You have to look at this one specifically, right? The Boruto, Rescue Boruto episode thing, right? Where it said at the top right, it does say isekai. That says isekai, by the way, right? Parallel universe, right? Or like we've got basically 3 definitions it could mean, right? Which was parallel universe, alternate dimension world, or alternate world, right? And then I disproved why it can't be any other things, right? Because I proved it was a space, it was a time space, right? And it was a natural space, and it had a star within and stars within it, right? So all of them, by process of elimination, right, we would literally cancel all of them, right? And we would take the parallel universe definition, right? And the thing is, he was saying, well, it's contradicted, right? Because like in that same panel, right, or something, right? It says like Ikai or something. But as I explained, right, Ikai doesn't even need to contradict what I said, right? Because literally in the actual anime, right, and he agreed to this. When the term Ikai is used, it means parallel dimension. So I don't care if he's going off and finding these other dimensions, right? In the context of Naruto, the translators officially think, and he finds this valid, by the way, right? Ikai means parallel dimension, right? And then I proved that in Naruto, right, their universe is called universe, right? And it's obviously based off ours. So it being parallel wouldn't even contradict my scaling at all, right? So based off that, I did think I won, right? But then he kind of brought up like these other statements, right? Where he said he was trying to say consistently it's been referred to as a world, and then he bring up all these other scans and stuff, right? But this is all I was saying, right? All of these scans about him saying it's a world, whatever, right? Doesn't matter because it doesn't contradict what I'm saying. All it means is, right, they're referring to the world at that time. So basically, you can have a dimension, and within that parallel dimension, right, you can have a parallel world, and the character could just be referring to that parallel world. Because, like, take for example what he used here, right? He's talking about Sakura saying we've been moved to an ice world. That's fine. In that context, right, they're just talking about the planet. I mean, not referring to the entire construct as a whole. That's fine. So I don't think he brought anything to contradict my actual scaling, and that's how I'm going to conclude.
All right, I'm gonna post a poll, and I'm going to, I don't know, like I wasn't here the whole time, so I can't judge, but there are recordings there if y'all want to agree on a judge and then send it to the judge. You can do that, but I'm gonna put a poll in the debate results.
Oh, this is bad.
Yeah, this will be stopped.
I'm gonna hit stop recording and then I can post it. Yeah.
Yeah.